Bing, bang, bosh. Hail to the king, baby! This time it's going to be Bacchus. We're going to be playing him in the support role. Bacchus is a guardian, classed as a support, because he really, truly is one of the best supports around right now. Has a lot of viability. One thing to know about him before you even begin a game is remember mana can be a bit of an issue on the old Bacchus man himself due to one of his abilities. But when we get to game, we'll talk through his abilities and you'll be able to see how strong this fat man really can be. He likes his wine, he likes a bit of meat sometimes too, and sometimes he likes to spread the alcohol poisoning around. That's what we'll be looking to do this game. Now, Bacchus as a whole, he pretty much builds exactly the same as every other Guardian or support that you're looking for. Still going to build aura items. His laning phase, honestly, a little bit weak in terms of wave clear. He's not going to be one that's going to go into lane and push very, very hard. What he does do is create a very, very good zone and have great setup potential for his teammates. So now that we're into this game now, we can rock and roll. And we can discuss exactly what we're going to be doing in this one. I'm just going to quickly buy my items, get myself online. One of those, because we're good. And we'll get into talking about the boy Bacchus. Now, as you can see, Bacchus here. First of all, we'll talk about this little meter thing, which is exactly the Dronko meter. He loves to drink as much. Bacchus drinks from his jug. He becomes more intoxicated, gaining buffs when he gets tipsy and smashed. And so, with 7% less damage taken, and gain 10 magical power. Smash, take 40% less damage and gain 30 magical power. So by stacking this, I'm taking less and less damage and dealing more and more damage. That's the first thing to know about him. So how do we fill this meter up? Well, to fill this meter up, we're going to use our one ability, Chug. He drinks, and it gives him some passive from the meter there. You can see 33% of rank 1. And he gets protections as well once he's drank from it for a few seconds as well. So he can abuse that to his advantage too. So filling this chug meter means that you get extra protections, and you're also going to get the passive, which is less damage taken and more power for him. Next ability on the list is his bread and butter belly flop. It does exactly what it says on the tin. He flops in, deals damage. Does a slow, and it's got a slow duration on it as well of 20% for 2 seconds. That's the belly flop. Final ability is going to be, third ability is going to be Belch of the Gods. It's a channeled ability in a cone in front of you that after a few seconds, if they have the extra meter up here of Tipsy, so I'm just going to focus on this for a second, as a flop. And your attack is a meat stick. You're going to belch and do a cone of damage that causes a few issues for them. There we go. I'm just going to give that back over to him now. Get over to my buff. So you're going to be belching. Now belch is pretty good for AoE damage. It does tick damage as well, but it also provides a stun at the end, and the very last tick is a stun if you've actually got your passive meter up as well to about Tipsy. That's going to be an interesting link, so we're against a Fenway here. Now just stop that, it's just rude. That's just rude. Just rude. You don't do that to me. I'm the Bacchus. As you can see, you can cancel out some abilities. He's going to put a point into my burp next. And I'll show you my burp in a second if they stop poking me in the face. Please. There's the burp. Dot damage. It's not the greatest ability in the game, but it is there for setup potential with a stun. And finally, the last skill that we'll see later on in this game will be Intoxicate. And I'll talk about his ultimate in a little bit more detail. But basically, his Intoxicate ultimate that you're looking for, it's an AoE damage that does fantastic damage on it, really, really nice amount. But what it also does, it makes them drunk. And making them drunk means they can't stand still, and they can't sidestep either. Notice I'm just going in them for there to poke a little bit and farm too. So what you're looking to do is, generally I max my belly flop first. You can max your burp first if you want to, but belly flop's more confirmed damage is the reason I max that. 1 point in chug is enough to get you through the early game. And chug actually costs mana, and that's where your mana sync comes from, because you want to keep that meter up for the less damage you're going to take as well. Let's wait for this menu wave to come in one more time. Rinse repeat of what happened last time. There's my chug online, and start drinking. You see the meter start filling. Now it slowly ticks down that meter as time goes on, so you have to keep chugging to keep that passive up. But that costs mana, so you've got to try and time it correctly and make sure you use it when you can. I'll do what I do and buy mana potions so you can just eat through them all. That's rude. I should be able to see me stun these, hopefully. As you can see, there's a lot of stun at the end. You get stunned for a moment. You'll see me using that in combat more often than not. Still continuing to stack my chug passive up to full. so I'd have to chug it for a little while longer. And I'm keeping an eye on Bacchus on the Fenrir, because Fenrir support's not too standard, but what he will do is try and go for an all-in aggression play, and I can stop his brutalize by belly flopping onto him if I need to. Just keeping an eye on Fenrir tries for that. And mid-caps are coming up, so I'm going to be rotating soon. Always remember that while you're in burp as well, you are knock-up immune, so you don't take too much damage from that. Nice bit of poke damage from him. I'm just going to say goodbye, as I'm going to rotate from mid-camps, but I don't think I'll be there on time, unfortunately. I might be a little bit late to this. But what I can do is support my team. Hey, I'm going to be there for one. That's perfect. Yay, good job. I get one. So your engages for the most part is you're looking for belly flops and burps to set yourself up for damage. So you can belly flop in here, burp for stun, and that should be enough for my Arachne to find a kill there with those spiders, hopefully. Hopefully she doesn't die. I feel a bit gully. Oh, she's going to go deep. I ain't going to help anymore. Fenrir's looking for... trying to pick her up. I'm going to make him drunk. It's not going to do anything, I'll probably just make him drunk, but it does what I need it to. And let's cancel that out as well. Might be in a bit of trouble here myself. I'm going to find another kill. Got belly flop in a second. That was more of a defensive belly flop there. But you can see the sort of setup you can do. And if you noticed, the drunkenness can only be taken away by beads or an immunity skill. So you have to try and abuse that going forward.
A little less conversation, a little more action, please.
Now, we can look at the Intoxicate now that I've actually already used it. It does good damage, and it makes them, for 8 seconds, be drunk. And it also gives me a magical power buff, which means that if I use this and then use an ability afterwards, I can do a little bit more damage to them. We might not find anything else here. What I can do is just farm up mid lane, protect it a little bit. It's not got the best wave clear, for the most part. That might hurt a little bit, but luckily I've got to protect. Are you really going to fight me some more? I will fight you, and I will end you up. There's a naughty looking Fenrir there. Let's not get involved with him. That could hurt a little bit. Gregory wants a little bit of help over here. That's fine by me. I'll be here in time. Belly flop over the wall. Get some experience off that for free. And take this jungle buff. Hopefully Medusa comes over now. You're quite an aggressive support, but you can play it very passively. Like you've seen in my lane. My lane's been a passive lane to try and deal with. There's not been much else I could really do. So you can play it quite passively if you need to. And just reinitiate on them with your belly flop if you have to get yourself out of a bad position. Or your teammates have a bad position as well. It's actually, I think, try and gank next. I'm going to go for a full combo here. He doesn't know I'm here yet. He does now. I've not got everything else left. There's a stun. Never be scared to just use your skill if you have to. Goodbye, sweet princess. I have nothing to help you. She may have been upset with that, but there wasn't a whole lot I could really do there apart from stand and watch her die. And she's going to type to me and say, why you took that? I took the kill. She seems to be upset that I took the kill. I wanted to make sure it died, and she didn't take more poke than she needed to. But if she wants to get upset by it, that's not my prerogative. I don't really care much about that. If she wants to complain, what she should probably do is learn about the game in all fairness and realise that support getting an early kill is actually really strong for him going forward, especially because of how the jungle changes made it that jungles get less mana, sorry, supports get less mana now, and less cash is the big key. Wasn't it really intentional to steal it, I just wanted to make sure she died. But he seems a bit upset. You'll find people upset in your games too. Don't worry about it. We all find them. Don't be scared to burp in people's faces when that happens. Make them run away bravely.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm going to bring that kill down and burp over there. As you can see, it's pretty standard on Bacchus what you're supposed to be doing. Looking for your flops into burps or burps into flops. It just depends what you think you need first of all. This hand has just leapt now, so I know he's not got anything. So I'm going to try and save a good friend here. I'm going to kill her. There you go. Well, maybe I'll add an auto attack. You seem to complain that I stole kills, but it was a bit unfortunate that he couldn't seem to be able to land one of those auto attacks. He seemed to want to hit the wall. But hey, we're all about Bacchus this game. That's what we're importantly here for at the moment. I've only got Hog 2 here, which I've got to be a bit careful about. Now the thing about Bacchus, he's very good at stealing because of that belly flop. The belly flop can cause a lot of issues for the enemy team. It's good for engaging to steal away the Gold Furies, but it's also good for using just before you go for the Hog Secure to make sure you don't get CC'd up by like a crazy Sylvanus blinking in or somebody jumping in to try and stun you. Remember that when you do use belly flop, what you'll find is that you are immune to damage because you're in the air. You're technically out of combat.
An ally has been slain. Right on.
So there's still a fight going over here. I can still fight because I'm a Bacchus and I'm very tanky. Plus I've got an amazing ability in my Intoxicate. Oh, they're still going aggressive for him here. I'm going to make them pay for that though. You're going to pay first. Uh-oh. He avoided it. What I can do is body block. I'm a tank, remember? I'm not scared of a bit of a beat down here. A bit of a beat down here is not a problem for me. Tank. I reckon he still wants to go aggressive. So do I. We're going to in a second. He just doesn't realise it yet. Because I'm going to reinitiate right about... Ooh. Nope, not going to find it. That was unfortunate. Medusa's probably going to complain again about me hitting a creep there, but I don't care. Medusa doesn't really... She's a bit upset, this bomb. A bit upset. She didn't find a kill, but job's done. She wants to 2v1 under the tower. That sounds very exciting. But she did leave me a kill. This is a hunting Bacchus. No! He found his way out. That's just unfortunate. I'm just going to leave now. I'm kind of low. That's a stun. And that's all you have to do. Notice how I burped in his face. Didn't move. It's a free stun. I don't have to worry for the most part about that. Back to base again. Continue farming as much as you can. Soak up experience where you can too.
Take this jungle buff. Take this jungle buff.
I'll just say it twice in case you didn't realise the first time that I'd like it to take the jungle buff. So back into the most part, you see me continuing to chug. Sometimes I do mistime my chug, I'll be honest. I could have been a bit more passive with my chug than I have been. I've been overusing it a little bit. I'm going to look for his leap, and then I'm going to look for the flop on the backside. Wait for this to settle, then burp afterwards. Now he's in trouble. Intoxicate. That's alcohol for you. Look at him dance. Look at him dance. Dance, beautiful dance. There we go. Fermer's going to come over. He was dancing not because he wanted to dance there, but because he couldn't do anything else but dance.
Got the killing spree.
So the game's been pretty good control right now. Fenrir might try and fight this on the left. I go aggressive again. He's looking at me. He knows. He knows. Mid lane though, there's a potential for a couple of kills here. I'm not necessarily a killer of people, but I'll burp in his face. Oh well. The power of a burping fat man scares everybody away sometimes. So you can see the chug meter here. What I'm going to give you advice on with the chug meter is that when it drops just below, you want to try and get full usage of out of it. So try and leave it till it's just about to drop below tips and use it again. Or use it if you're going to get engaged in combat. Remember that when you press this, you'll see this little icon for 5 seconds. And this increases my protections as well, so... Oh, I wanted your buff. Why didn't you give me your buff? I wanted your buff. You're going to be stunned now. We'll poke down a little bit more. I'm just going to quickly go back to base. Giannis is coming over to say hello, it appears. I won't be there this time around. Gonna get my Hog 3 online now. And With Bacchus, you don't really need Blink. A lot of supports do like to get Blink. You don't really need it on him. What you can do is get Weakening Curse, or you can get Shell, dependent on how the game is going. If they've got Weakening Curse, if they've got a lot of healers on their team, they don't really have any healers with their composition. So I'm going to be going for Shell, which reduces burst damage, makes you tankier as well. And against the Scylla, that's going to help us out. They're all grouping up for the Gold Fury. I'm not really too scared right now. I am an initiation for my team, but I don't have to initiate straight away. I'm going to just watch a sentry down first of all. This fight's very, very messy at the moment. What are you looking at? Where are you going to go now? You missed your portal, didn't you? That was a mistake. So now we're going to intoxicate them all. We're not scared of intoxicating. We can tank the front line too. Not scared of tanking this up. I've still got Shell. There we go. And now I'm out. My team gets a triple kill. I may die! But 4 kills for my death, 5 kills for my death. I did my job. I pressed belly flop. I made people drunk. We're going to get a tier 2 tower. Job's a good one. So my team's looking to get a Phoenix, which is awesome for 13 minutes in the game. I'll ship it. And the only way I could have lived then is if I was a little bit more passive. There wasn't too much more I could have done there, honestly. I was still probably going to die, but I did what I needed to do. I went to try to solo Fire Giant, but the team took the Phoenix, which is important. Bad news is they've got a Giannis, and I'm a little bit late to the party. I was stuck on the toilet. You get the joke? Get the joke? I'm playing Elvis. Elvis, toilets. Yeah. We're still doing the Fire Giant. Still doing the Fire Giant. They're going to steal the Fire Giant now because my team are not really thinking this one through. Actually, no, okay, they're not doing it. What are you doing? Burp in your face, girl! And then bounce on your face. Yeah. I just like them apples. And that's exactly how you play Bacchus for the most part. And as you can see by chat at the end there, I reckon he clearly doesn't know how to play. But hey, it's all good. That's Bacchus for you. Belly flops, burps, drink to give yourself protections and increase your slows and your stuns. And then intoxicate to get them all drunk and having them all a merry old time.